I need to say this once, somewhere, to someone. Because I've carried it like a secret that keeps changing shape. Some days it feels like guilt, other days it feels like grief. And the worst days, it feels like I don't even recognize the person who did it, me. The first time I saw Maya again, I didn't plan to speak to her. I was buying coffee before work, half awake, thinking about the deadlines, scrolling through my phone like it could distract me from my own life. Then I looked up, and she was there, standing 2 steps away, reading the menu like she had all the time in the world. Same profile, same calm posture, same quiet confidence that used to make me feel safe. For a second, my brain didn't catch up. My body did. My chest tightened, my hands went cold. And the stupidest thought hit me. She still exists. Maya turned her head. Our eyes met. She didn't smile, not right away. She just looked at me like someone looks at a stranger they almost recognize. Then her face changed slightly. A soft inhale. Hey, she said. It wasn't warm, it wasn't hostile. It was neutral. Which, for some reason, hurt more than anger ever could. I should have left. I should have pretended I didn't hear her. Instead, I nodded like an idiot. Hey, I said back. My voice sounded too normal, like nothing had ever happened, like I hadn't destroyed something that mattered. We stood there for a moment, trapped in the space between a past that still had weight and a present that wanted to pretend it didn't. The barista called her name. Maya. She stepped forward, paid, and picked up her cup. Then she turned back to me. How have you been? She asked. It was a polite question, the kind people ask when they don't actually want details. But my throat tightened anyway. I'm fine, I said. A lie, obviously. She nodded once. Good, she replied. Then she walked out of the cafe, and my entire day felt like it had been punched in the chest. On the way to work, I kept replaying that moment. Her neutral tone, her calm. It made me realize something brutal. She had moved on. I was the only one still living in the ruins. If you're expecting a story where I cheated on someone in a dramatic way, or where I got caught, or where everything exploded, it wasn't like that. That's what makes it worse. My betrayal wasn't loud. It was quiet. A slow, careful disaster. Maya and I met 3 years earlier at a friend's birthday. I remember she wore a simple black dress and no one noticed her at first. Then she laughed at something I said, and everyone looked, not because she was loud, because her laugh sounded real, like she wasn't performing for the room. I liked that immediately. I was tired of people who acted like every moment needed to be impressive. Maya felt grounded. We talked all night. Not flirting, exactly. Just talking like two people who had been waiting for someone to speak honestly with. She asked questions that weren't just conversation fillers. What do you miss from your childhood? What scares you more than it should? What do you do when you can't sleep? I told her things I usually kept private, and she listened like it mattered. We started dating slowly. No rush, no games. It felt easy, and easy can be addictive. For a while, everything was good. Maya was stable in the best way. Not boring. Stable. She remembered little things, she paid attention. She would send me photos of random sunsets like she was saying, look, life is still beautiful, and somehow, that made my chest feel lighter. The problem is, I had a habit I didn't understand yet. When things got calm, I started looking for movement. Not because I wanted someone else, because calm made me face myself. And I didn't like what I saw. The first crack wasn't a fight. It was an opportunity. I got offered a promotion, more money, more responsibility, more hours. Maya was happy for me, but she also warned me. Just don't disappear, she said one evening, half joking. I won't, I promised. That was the beginning of my favorite lie. Work started eating everything. I stopped texting back quickly, stopped making plans. When Maya complained, I said she was overthinking. When she asked for time, I told her I was stressed, and she, being Maya, tried to support me. She gave me space. She trusted me. That trust is what I broke later. Then I met Elise. She was new at work, confident in a sharp, shiny way. always dressed perfectly, always aware of the room. She liked attention and knew how to get it. And she noticed me. That was the hook. Not love. Ego. At first, it was harmless. Jokes at the office, coffee runs, small talk that felt like energy. Elise didn't ask me to be deeper. She didn't want my fears or my childhood memories. She wanted my presence, my focus, my reaction. And when you're tired, that kind of attention feels like oxygen. One night, a group of us went out after work. I told Maya I'd be home early. Another lie. The bar was loud, bright, full of people pretending they weren't lonely. Elise sat next to me. Her knee touched mine under the table. Not accidental, deliberate. I didn't move away. I didn't move closer either. I just stayed. That was my pattern. Stay. Avoid choosing. Let the moment decide for me. Later that night, outside the bar, Elise lit a cigarette and offered one to me. I don't even smoke. I took it anyway. She smiled like she had already won something. "You're different than I thought," she said. I laughed. "What did you think?" She looked at me. "I thought you'd be loyal." The word hit me like a slap. I should have walked away. Instead, I said the most pathetic thing possible. "I am." And she just raised her eyebrow like she didn't believe me. Nothing happened at night. But something did. A door opened. And once a door opens, it doesn't close quietly. Elise started texting me. Not long paragraphs. Short, suggestive lines. Little sparks. "Still at the office. Missed you today. Bet you look good when you're stressed." It was stupid. It was shallow. It was exactly what my exhausted brain craved. I kept it secret. Not because I was planning something, but because I knew Maya would see through it immediately. Maya always saw through things. That was part of why I loved her, and part of why I was scared of her. Weeks passed. Maya and I started fighting. Finally. Not about Elise. About absence. About how I wasn't really there even when I was physically in the room. One night, Maya looked at me across our kitchen table and said something that still lives in my head. "Are you still with me?" she asked. Not "do you love me?" Not "are you cheating?" just, "Are you still with me?" I wanted to say yes. I wanted to be the man who deserved her. But I was tired, and defensive, and proud. So I said, "Of course. Why are you acting like this?" Her eyes changed, like something inside her decided to protect itself. "I'm acting like this because I feel alone," she said quietly, and I hated myself for how annoyed I felt. That's the ugly truth. Sometimes you hate people for being right. 2 days later, Elise asked me to meet her for lunch. Just lunch. I said yes. We went to a small place near the office. Dim lights, quiet music, not many people. Elise leaned forward and said, "You look like someone who needs an escape." I laughed again. Too fast. "I'm fine," I said. She smiled. "No," she replied. "You're controlled. There's a difference." Then she reached across the table and touched my wrist. A small gesture, but it felt loud. I didn't pull away. After lunch, we walked outside. She stopped near her car. She looked at me for a long moment, and then she kissed me. No hesitation, no apology. A confident kiss, like she was taking something she had already decided was hers. I wish I could tell you I stopped it. I didn't. I kissed her back. For maybe 5 seconds, maybe 10. But it was enough. Because in that moment, I crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. I went home that evening and acted normal. That's the part that disgusts me the most. I kissed Maya on the cheek. A quick, casual kiss. Like my mouth wasn't contaminated with betrayal. Maya asked how my day was. I said, "Same old." Then I ate dinner and watched TV with her. Like I deserved to. That night, Maya fell asleep next to me. I stared at the ceiling, and the guilt didn't feel like drama. It felt like nausea. The next morning, Elise texted me. "Still thinking about yesterday?" I didn't reply. For 3 hours. Then I did. A simple yeah. That word was my second betrayal. Because the first could have been a mistake, the second was a choice. After that, it became a secret routine. Nothing constant. Not an affair with hotel rooms and lies stacked on lies. Just moments. A kiss in a parking lot, a long stare in an elevator, a hand on my lower back at a work event. Tiny betrayals. But betrayal isn't measured by size. It's measured by intention. Maya started noticing changes. She didn't accuse me. She just became quieter. And that quiet was terrifying. Because Maya's silence wasn't passive. It was her thinking. Her observing. Her protecting her heart. One Sunday morning, we were making coffee at home. Maya looked at my phone on the counter. Not in a suspicious way. Just in a normal way. And I realized, with a sudden wave of panic, that Elisa's name could appear at any second. That fear told me everything. I had become someone I didn't respect. Maya noticed my panic. She tilted her head. "What's wrong?" she asked. I forced a laugh. "Nothing." She nodded slowly. Then she said, very calmly, "Can I ask you something? And I want you to answer honestly." My stomach dropped. I nodded. She looked at me like she was studying a stranger. "If I left tomorrow," she asked, "would you fight for me?" That question broke something inside me. Because it wasn't about Elise. It wasn't even about cheating. It was about whether I was present. Whether I was choosing her. I opened my mouth. And for a second, I almost told the truth. Almost. Then pride and fear took over. "You're being dramatic," I said. Maya didn't react. She didn't yell. She didn't cry. She just looked down at her coffee. And I watched a part of her close. 2 weeks later, she found out. Not because she snooped through my phone. Not because someone told her. Because I got careless. Elise called me late at night. Maya was in the room. The phone lit up on the table. Maya, Elisa's name on the screen. Not hidden. Not saved as work. Just her name. Bright and obvious. Maya stared at the screen. Then at me. The room was quiet. I could hear my own breathing. I didn't even try to lie. I think Maya knew instantly. Not the details. The truth. "Who is that?" she asked. Her voice was calm. Too calm. Elise stopped calling. The screen went dark. I swallowed. "She's someone from work," I said. Maya nodded. Then she said, "And why is she calling you at 11:47 p.m.? That was the moment. The one you can't rewind. I tried to explain. Not confess. Explain. Like a coward. I said it was complicated. That it didn't mean anything. That I was stressed. That it was just a mistake. Maya listened quietly. Then she asked one question. "Did you kiss her?" I hesitated. I didn't even answer right away. And that hesitation was the confession. Maya's eyes filled with tears. But her voice stayed steady. "You know what hurts the most," she said. "It's not even the kiss." I looked at her. "It's that you let me feel crazy for noticing you disappearing." That sentence hit me harder than anything else. Because she was right. I didn't just betray her. I made her doubt her own reality. Maya packed a bag that night. Not dramatically. Methodically. Like she had already been preparing for this possibility. She walked to the door. Paused. And turned back. She looked at me for a long moment. Not angry. Just disappointed. Then she said something I still hear in quiet rooms. "I loved you in a way that was safe for you," she said. "And you still chose to hurt me." Then she left. I didn't chase her. I stood there like a statue. And for the first time, the silence in my apartment felt like punishment. The next day, Elise texted me. "Are you okay?" I stared at the message. And I felt something unexpected. Disgust. Not at her. At myself. I didn't reply. I blocked her. Not because I was noble. Because I finally understood I had traded something real for something empty. For weeks, I tried to fix things with Maya. I apologized. I wrote long messages. I promised therapy, change time, anything. Maya responded once. Just one sentence. "I don't hate you. I just don't trust you." Trust is a strange thing. It's easy to lose. And almost impossible to rebuild when the person you hurt knows you are capable of it. Months passed. Then a year. I dated other people. Not seriously. Because I couldn't. Every time someone got close, I remembered Maya's face when she saw the phone light up. and I felt the same nausea again. And then, this morning, I saw her in that cafe. Neutral tone, calm eyes. A woman who had healed enough to treat me like a stranger. When I got to my office, I couldn't focus. So during lunch, I went back to the cafe. Not because I expected her to be there, because I needed to know something. If she really was gone, or if there was any small thread left. She wasn't there, but the barista was, a young guy with tired eyes. I ordered coffee I didn't want. Then, without thinking, I asked, "Do you know Maya?" He nodded. "Yeah, she comes here sometimes." My heart jumped. "Is she okay?" I asked. The barista raised an eyebrow. "She seems fine," he said. "Why?" I swallowed. "Old friend," I lied. The barista shrugged. "She used to come in a lot a year ago," he said. "Always looked like she was holding something in her chest." I didn't breathe. "Now," he continued, "she laughs more. She looks lighter." That sentence was both relief and pain, because it meant she was better, and it meant I wasn't part of that. I walked out with my coffee and sat on a bench outside. The sun was bright, people were moving, life was normal, and inside me, something finally settled. Not forgiveness, not peace, just acceptance. I can't change what I did. I can't undo the moment I saw that name on my screen. I can't go back and be braver, or kinder, or honest earlier. All I can do is carry the lesson, and it's a simple one. If you love someone, don't make them beg for your presence. Don't let them doubt their instincts. Don't punish them for noticing the truth. And if you're tempted by attention that feels exciting, ask yourself, is it excitement, or is it an escape from responsibility? This is my confession. Not because I want pity, because I want the truth to exist somewhere outside my head. I was loved by someone who gave me stability, kindness, and real warmth, and I chose ego, even if it was only for moments. Moments can destroy years. If someone is waiting for you to choose them, choose, even if the answer is no, because silence is not neutral. Silence is a decision you refuse to own, and sometimes, it's the cruelest one. That's all. That's my confession. And I hope you never have to learn this lesson the way I did.